And if the folks in this building are continuing to support the type of policies that lead more kids to drop out of school so the test scores can increase and people can be appointed to be the head of this building, it suggests to me that we still have a lot of work to do. I had a nightmare this morning. When my scheduled nap was over and I was wide awake, I realized that this nightmare was a lived experience and reality of mine and of yours. You know, many of you don't know me. Most of you probably don't know me. And so people say, well, who are you? I don't know you. What can you do? You're just a nobody. And I submit to you right now that I agree with them. I am just a nobody. I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody that if we organize to try to help somebody, we can transform the traditional public schools and this democracy for everybody. There is no sound democracy without dissent. And during these past 4 days, we've gathered here to show our elected and appointed officials and the world that public education in the United States is not for sale. We've gathered here to say that our democracy is not for sale. We've gathered here to say that our traditional public schools are not only a democratic right, but they're a democratic responsibility. To those elected officials who are just conservative enough or just liberal enough to hear their own voices, we've gathered here to say, with our diverse and dissenting voices, this is what democracy looks like. Democracy is not simply majority rules. But democracy is majority rules with the minority in mind. Right? It's not a tyranny. And we need to recognize that our democracy is for all of us, for everyone. We can't be just liberal or conservative enough in the movement to hear our own voices. Right? We have to be open to working with one another, being open to critique. That's the way we can stay together. And I will tell you, there are groups of people who are looking to find ways to break us apart. They're probably online right now saying, oh, what this person said, what Dr. Hughes just said, actually contradicts what someone said yesterday in that movement. Looks like their movement's not together. I'm not going to name any names, but there's some people who love doing that to new movements. They tried to do it with Save Our Schools. It did not succeed. We are still a large movement, and we brought 8,000 people here last summer. And they will continue to try to do it to unite and opt out. They will nitpick. They will try to find ways to position us against one another. But I submit to you again this morning that we cannot be concerned about what the person looks like who's part of this movement with us. We cannot be concerned about who they're married to. Our concern should be, have they turned their backs on this movement? If they have not, they are still with us, trying to fight to help transform traditional public schools and to preserve them in this democracy. Our time has come to acknowledge the critique of Malmus Shuja. Shuja wrote a book called Too Much Schooling, Too Little Education, an Afrocentric scholar. Our time has come to realize that utopian dream that Thomas Paine had, where we have a traditional public school that doesn't allow the rich to be privileged and doesn't allow the children of the poor to be oppressed by schooling, but to be blessed by education.